Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Ōkami walkthrough. Amatersau and the others returned to the foot of Ezofuji. There they saw Lika praying intently. The storm had subsided. Then, as if to celebrate their hard-won victory, the twin volcanoes of Ezofuji erupted in great pillars of flame. The villagers felt the warmth on their skin and wept tears of joy. However, Ōkami merely surveyed the scene stoically, remaining silent. Although the evil demons had been driven away, the thought of having taken the sword and caused so much grief weighed heavily on his heart. The only one who could ease the burden of his woes was Samikal. The chieftain who had rescued Kemu from the shrine stepped forward. Silently he approached Ōkami, offering an outstretched hand. His eyes betrayed the complexity of the emotions behind the gesture. Ōkami, realizing the gravity of the scene, extended his hand in turn. The moment they shook hands, Wepkir was reborn into a village far too strong to ever fall victim to the evil again. As for Kotone, the sword that vanquished the twin demons, it was returned to its pedestal by Ōkami's own hands, and as long as the glow remained, no evil dared draw close. Kotone's gleam spoke of a power too great to succumb to evil. At that moment, a brilliant flash of light shot forth from Kotone, striking squarely on the frozen surface of Ōkami Lake. Though the lake had never shown any sign of melting, cracks began to open up along its surface. The legend of the Iron Ark Yamato, said to have fallen from heaven, and the holy Ōkami Lake, which it called home, was revealed to be more than a mere legend before all those present. And there we go. Ōkami Lake, the whole rainbow connection has finally lived up to its name. The Ark of Yamato has risen. At this point, we could go and finish the game immediately, because the Ark of Yamato is our final destination. However, because I don't want to finish the game just yet, I want to actually complete everything, we've got a few more side quests to deal with. Not many, don't worry, it's not going to be horrendous, but we have got a few things left to do around Wepkir, and also we have the greatest challenge of the game available to us. And seeing as we've done all that, I think it's time for us to actually deal with it. Though not in this part, because I think they need special attention. But yes, Tuskel will once again tell us about the legend of the Ark of Yamato. And as you can see, it's definitely very, very, very ominous. In the art book we have a wonderful little thing about the Ark of Yamato's exterior, designed to look like a spacecraft of some unknown civilization. Though the material of the Ark is made of... though the material the Ark is made of remains a mystery, the craft's design was based on old Japanese envoys to China during the Tang Dynasty. The sails can absorb and store solar energy, and that is how this vessel navigates through space. Because, they had to get all spacey up on this kind of thing. Now, you probably noticed the hieroglyphics that kind of we're going round the outside of the arc. If not, well, you'll certainly see them the next time we pop by. But they are depictions of the boss characters in the style of the Nazca lines. The circle with a giant hand on it, well, we don't know exactly what that is yet. But I'm sure we will understand eventually. And we will deal with more of that when we actually head into the Arc of Yamato in a few parts' time. First off, we need to head to Yoshpet, because there are a few stray beads awaiting us in here. The first is from a pretty challenging challenge, if I'm honest. And that is a race against Kai, because, you know, this is certainly the time to be doing this. You know, the world's potentially going to come to an end, and yeah, we're totally just down for a race, you know? So basically, the thing is, race to the clearing against Kai. This is difficult. You will probably have to take a few goes to do this, but it is possible. Basically, just don't cock up, and then you'll be okay. By this point you should know where you're going, so that shouldn't be a problem. Seeing as you can do this as kind of many times as you like, you have the option of using like your first race to heal all of the cursed trees, or at least some of them, and if not, then you can just do what I do and just don't bother, just run like the wind. Now, I don't believe that Kai has rubber band AI, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about her catching up to you unless you actually screw up. If you screw up and get hit by something and slow down, then yes, that is a problem, and it makes sense that Kai would be able to catch up because she's not that slow. We are technically quicker, and that helps, but obviously you've just got to be on the ball. And I will say this did take me a good few tries to get through before I managed to complete it, so I just kind of cut out the chaff so that you didn't have to witness me going through this entire thing numerous times, because otherwise that would have just been a little bit painful, I think. Now, you can take shortcuts through this if you know where they are, so just cut off as many corners as possible and you should do alright, really. And this race music is still one of my favourite things ever. Also, because we have solar flare equipped, this is actually really useful to us because we can use it to, well, burn the snowballs and thereby get ourselves out of trouble. I thought Veil of Mist might work. It doesn't. Annoyingly. But even though I have gotten at such a disadvantage to Kai, we should still be able to do this. It's just going to take a little bit of magic, I think. And also the magic of ice. I think that is actually what ended up saving me in the end. Because I think if I didn't have the momentum of the ice kind of pushing me along just that little bit quicker, there is no way I would have been able to properly catch up. But there we go! We beat Kai! Hell yes! And so because of that, we get 50 praise, if you still needed it. And also, she will give us, finally, when she's kind of stopped talking, a stray bead! We are getting very close to finishing off on all these stray beads, so you'll get to see the wonders of what you get once you've collected all of them. Now, the next thing we need to do is go and speak to Ishaku, because obviously now we actually know how Ishaku knew us, because he was there 100 years ago. He saw Ami there. He fought alongside her. Sort of, mostly. So we need to go have a little chat, I think. Very important. The other important thing is that he has a stray bead for us, so that's kind of really why we want to be going there. Now, I think the reason I went back in is because I thought I hadn't bought the other glaive. I don't know why. It could also be because I thought, oh, the final weapon's there. No, it's not. The final weapon of the game is either in the Ark of Yamato, or in Seion City's weapons dealer shop. Those are the only two locations where you can get it, so make do. But hello, Ishaku. And finally he reveals that, yes, Issun is his grandson. Not that we didn't really know that already. I don't think he's going to be quite bothered about the stray bead, but I'll quite happily take it, Ishaku. I'm sure he does, Ishaku. I mean, he's just outside, but as you said, he's way too stubborn. But there we go, that is everything to do in Pongsan. Which means that we are very, very quickly running out of things that we need to do. Because, I mean, bar getting the final weapon, and the three greatest challenges that await us, I believe there is only one or two things left available to us to complete. Obviously, I had the whole thing with the fishing to ensure that I got all of the fish tome complete, and I'm being a complete and utter idiot here because it needs to be a great origin mirror to be able to do the mist warp. Just, I don't know what I was thinking. But yes, the main thing that I can remember that we need to go do is we need to head all the way back to Shinshu Field to visit Tama, because we can actually upgrade our cherry bombs to its final level. I believe I may have stated that we had already completed all of them, but no, we've got one level left to go, and that is the extra level on the cherry bomb. And it's going to be pretty cool, I think. We just need to, you know, deal with it and pull it off, you know? Now, seeing as I don't think I actually covered it, and I've had the potential to, it's just that because it's sitting right at the back of the location concept art, there's the stuff to do with the save points, because the designs for them are here. So, various ideas for the save point are presented. Some icons, altars where you can save using the faith of the people, and they found this process to be surprisingly difficult, since they got used to the typewriter save points in Resident Evil. Because obviously some of the Resident Evil team went on to work on Ōkami, because it's all Capcom. But then you have the final sketch, and they decided to use a mirror for the save point, since it is something that reflects the forms of people and things. And I think that's quite a nice solution in the end to go with, because it's very fitting, because you've got the origin mirrors, the reflectors in a way act as mirrors, or kind of part of the vision behind them is the idea of the mirror. So they link to Ami, they link to the people, they link to faith, they link to identity, they link to kind of a specific moment in time, all that sort of stuff. And there's me going on a bit of an English literature tangent about the meaning behind the origin mirror, but I am incredibly fond of them, so I'm down with that. But yes, that was our final little thing from Sakuya. We don't need to return to her anymore. Her job is done. And now I'm pretty sure the only thing left on my journey is... Oh no, there is one more thing, but well, you'll see that one. But yes, we're going to be heading to Tama to deal with that. I believe we're actually also going to head to the Nameless Man, because I don't think we completely finished off his side quest, because it does only open up once you have beaten the twin demons Lechku and Nechku. So he's got a stray bead for us. There is all sorts. But as you can see, we've been going 30 hours. Yes, this game is long. Not as long as some games, don't get me wrong. And certainly I have played RPGs that have lasted way longer. But it's still a joy. But yes, here we go, the Nameless Man's final masterpiece. The Pure Neck. And so he's called us the White Connoisseur, and we need to place this at the final shrine. Which, if I recall correctly, is located where the Moon Cave used to sit. And then once that's done, I believe we return to the Nameless Man. He will give us some praise, and he will also give us a stray bead, so it's all good. And I have to say, I really like this particular moment in time in Ōkami, because, like, at times it can feel like a slightly daunting prospect when there's so much to do. But you get to this point in the game, and if you've been doing bits and bobs as you've gone along, then there's only a few things left for you to complete. And it's just wonderful just tying up all those loose ends. It's just a very satisfying experience. And I just love it. I think it's my completionist tendencies rearing their head. Because I just like that feeling of closing everything off, finishing it, and just basking in the wonder of what's been done. Obviously the entire walkthrough is not done yet. We've got another 8 parts of that. And not all of those 8 parts are the story. We've only got 5 story parts left. The final 3 are extras, because it wouldn't be one of my walkthroughs without some extras, would it? But there we go. There is our stray bead. And the Nameless Man's side quest is finally completed. Which means that the only thing I believe left for us to do in Shinshu Field is head to Tama's place, because obviously I mentioned that before I even got on to thinking, oh yes, we've got to deal with the Nameless Man. But no, Tama is, I think, our final duty. At least today, anyway. We're going to begin kind of making our way through the rest of the world to do our final tasks, starting from the next part. But first off, let's deal with Tama and get that cherry bomb upgrade. Yeah, he is all washed up. So basically what we need to do is use cherry bomb. But not just one cherry bomb, we need to do the double. Now, I was getting incredibly frustrated during this, because I was just like, why the hell is the cherry bomb blowing up? it should not be blowing up so soon. But yes, there's a double whammy. And he will give you praise for that. Basically, you can do this particular bit of the side quest once you get the double cherry bomb, but we are leaving and then coming back to do the final thing, because we want to just deal everything now, really. So, 2 cherry bombs wasn't quite enough. We need to do 3, which is definitely easier said than done. And I do mean that, especially when the damn things keep exploding on me. You can see that I decided I was going to use the Infinity Stone because there was no way in hell that I was trying to deal with this on a normal ink supply. It just was not happening. But there we go. Finally! 3 cherry bombs for the triple whammy. And after this, as well as getting 50 praise, it means that we have upgraded all of our brush techniques to their fullest extent. We get a stray bead from Tama, and all is good with the world, mostly apart from, you know, the day of darkness coming and all of that misery occurring. Although I think I may have just been a bit of a twit in saying all that, because I think we already had the triple cherry bomb, but we needed it to sort out Tama. Now, as you can see, we only have 3 stray beads remaining in the game. Those 3 stray beads are found in the Demon Gate Trials. And basically, they are what we are going to go and deal with in the next 3 parts, because yes, they are going to take up 3 parts, because my god, they are long. Obviously they have been edited down, well, not edited, but you'll see what I mean. They've been dealt with in order to make it a more pleasant viewing experience. But also, we have one final side quest, which we will be completing at the beginning of the next part, because as you can see, Sleepy's side quest was never quite completed. I said I wanted to wait a while before I tried to do that, because I couldn't cope with the stress of trying to complete the awfulness that is that side quest. So I thought I would leave it till now, and I can't believe that I didn't come back to Agata Forest to get this clover. I believe there's a chest up there with the fountain that I never actually got. So this is stuff that you could have gotten way earlier, but I just completely blanked out on. Because that was smart of me. But either way, let's save up, and then we can get on with the Demon Gate Trials. Let's do this.